Okay, let's talk Bates, episode 8. The biggest news buzzing around Get Glue right now is that A&E announces that there's only 2 episodes left. Now, I have not checked to see the validity of this statement, but does that mean 2 episodes of the season? I hope, because if there's only 2 episodes left of the series, I'm gonna freak out. Because currently, this is my favorite show on television right now, and it's the one that I look forward to the most. So, let's get down to business. Beginning of the episode, toward the beginning, Norma goes to talk to Sheriff Romero, and Romero says back off in so many terms. I'm not your friend, we have nothing, we owe each other nothing, so just basically get the hell out of my office. It's like, whoa, you know, wow. So, you know, you don't really know. He kind of redeemed himself as far as being, you know, a really good sheriff and being very businesslike, but I still don't know whether he has something going on in his closet. So, I want to give Emma props for telling the snobby girls off and defending Norman and telling them the truth and telling that girl she had toilet paper on her shoe. Yay, Emma. Bradley is still a witch. Norman acts up a bit at school. I don't call it that much acting up, but I don't like his teacher. She's weird and creepy. I feel like she likes Norman too much, and she's very nosy. There's something about her that rubs me the wrong way. So Norman got pretty upset and angry when he found out that Emma was the one who said something about him and Bradley sleeping together. So later on they make up, and it was a sweet scene, really sweet. Emma was very honest with her feelings toward Norman, and he just kind of sat there like, yeah, huh. But he was nice, you know. The most hilarious part to me was Emma saying that she felt safe with Norman. That's just funny, you know, just given his future self. It's just funny to me. Abernathy is creepy, but I have a theory about him which I want to talk about at the end of this review, so hold that thought. Norman's new hobby of taxidermy relaxes him, and Emma's dad stuffs his dog and teaches Norman the art of taxidermy. Like I said, which we all know that Norman is into later on. So Dylan gets sent off with his buddy. You know, I forgot his name. I think it starts with Remo. I want to say it's Remo. He and Remo go to California to pick up some trimmers, which are the people who cut the pot. Cut the pot. That sounds funny. People who cut the marijuana and harvest it. So Remo's got a chip on his shoulder, and Dylan confronts him about it, and they get into a bar brawl, and they bond as men do after they fight, which I found really funny. So he's got his back now, basically. So let's see. Norma herself seems scared and vulnerable in this episode. She has a couple of run-ins with Abernathy, which were really weird because, you know, it just almost seemed like he was going to attack her, like in the hotel room, and then he grabs the towels, and that was just really weird. And she just seems really scared, and she has good reason to be scared. I'm starting to really like Norma. It took me a while. Well, it took me like 2 or 3 episodes to really warm up to her. And I like her because she's a hard worker. In her own weird way, she's a good mom, and she's really good at dragging dead bodies. When Norma stands up for herself to the psychiatrist, I think this is a very pivotal point for her, because she realized something about herself, and she realized she had a strength in her that she could draw from, and that she didn't have to be pushed around anymore. So I think that gave her the strength to stand up against Abernathy and kick him the hell out of her motel, so that was cool. So, let's see. Dylan brings the trimmer customers to the motel, and Norma is thrilled. She is really thrilled, and she invites Dylan to dinner. So she goes running upstairs and very happy, and guess who she finds in her bed but a stuffed Shelby, which I laughed and laughed about it because he just looked hilarious with all the stitches and the eye gone and everything. It was awesome. It was like stuffed zombie doll Shelby, and she just screams her head off, which I don't blame her, but it's just hilarious. And now the question is, who did this and why? And we want to jump to the obvious conclusion that this was a little gift from Abernathy because of all the weird questions that he was asking Norma throughout the whole episode. But I don't think that it could necessarily be him, but maybe it is, or maybe he's working with somebody else. Somebody had an interesting comment in Get Glue saying that they think Emma's daddy is the big boss. Big boss, I'm not sure, but maybe the person doing things in town, because who is the local taxidermist but Emma's dad? And Norman is not quite good enough to do that yet. So, because somebody had told me maybe Norman did it. And I'm like, why would he do that to his mom right now at this point? So yeah, you know, you never know. That's kind of an interesting thing. Okay, I could be totally wrong, but this is just a little theory, a side theory about Abernathy. Last week I talked about how obvious it was when he came in and he would be the person involved in sales, involved in the Asian girl trafficking ring. He made himself seem that way, and so I'm thinking, what if he's making himself seem that way because he's not really involved in it? And by that I mean, what if he's like a PI? Maybe he's a detective, or he's FBI, or he's something, because why would he go to Norma and ask all these questions saying, do you know about this? What were you doing with Shelby? How well do you know this person? You know, he kept asking her questions and prompting her, but he did it in such a creepy way that it made it seem like he's part of it. You know, so I'm just thinking, what if, you know, what if Abernathy is a Fed, you know, or a detective? What if he's trying to find out more about this and stop it and catch the guys who did this ring? You know, because we don't know anything else about him. Nobody else in town says that they knew him, because the two people that he supposedly knew are dead now, so we don't know. You know, he could be nobody. He could be a detective or FBI or whatever, you know. So that's just throwing that out there just to see. Maybe I'll post that on Get Glue and see what anybody says. So this was just a really good episode. I would say it was a little more progressive than last week. It was more fun, more creepy, and so it left me wanting more, and I was like, no, it's done. Like, I can go for another hour. I don't want to wait till next week. And if there's 2 left, you know, that's just going to drive me crazy. So we shall see. Which is kind of ironic because I decided to do 10 reviews, so if there's 2 left, those are my 2 more reviews, and we'll see if it comes back. Oh, I so hope it comes back. So, my sources, I went ahead and checked some sources, and it looks like Bates Motel is renewed for a 2nd season on A&E. Yay! So, I looked at blogzaptoit.com, and then it looks like USA Today and HollywoodReporter.com and HitFlix. All of those are saying that Bates Motel has been reviewed for a 2nd season, so do not freak out. So yay. So thanks again for watching, and let's go and enjoy episode 9.